His MO.
Testing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Welcome in. This is episode 135 of Long Story Short on Nearing Nerdvana. Thank you so much for joining us. We're starting a little late because I'm getting ready to, go out of town on tour. So it's time to lock in the set list and making sure all our equipment works and find out what we need to fine tune before we leave. I need to change my strings. So that's one thing I need to work on by this weekend. And then
you ever break a string on stage?
Not on bass. Not on bass.
Yeah, bass, man. You got to be going hard to break a bass string. Man.
You got to be fucking using a saw or something like that to play.
Less Claypool 5X, just fucking banging on those things.
I mean, I guess if I don't slap bass, so I feel if I slapped more, then that's when it would happen. But my style of music really doesn't call for that. Or I don't know. It might sound cool, but I'd have to kind of tinker with that before just kind of doing it on stage. That's something to put a pin in. I play with a pick, so I cheat anyways. Because I'm coming from the punk and grindcore scene. So it's kind of natural for that anyways, where that was the tradition of playing bass. I mean, I know most bass players will tell you oh, you should be playing with your fingers. I haven't played with my fingers since I played classical guitar.
The bassists of the punk scene when I was growing they use picks, man. So I wouldn't sweat that too much.
I've never heard of that criticism. I went more here oh man, your set fucking ripped, shit like that. So, what's up, Doc Joe? But speaking of my last show, I did get to meet up with Doc Joe before my band played. We were there a day before, so we met up on Friday night. Took me around to some pretty cool spots in Oklahoma. So. But for anyone that's will want to know a little bit of our business, if I ever end up selling the Jihan Lee Ghost Spider #1, he's got dibs on it first. So
it's cool, man, when the community can hook up like that, meet up. So that's good to hear. And so Aaron's on tour next week. I haven't bounced off Carter yet, but my plan is to go live with Carter next week, probably on the Mercenaut channel, and we'll put something out. Does that work for you, Carter?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That sounds
Joe
good.
said he will be available for next week too. As well.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we will do something, but it will be on Carter's channel. So stay tuned. We'll give you updates.
I will be in Tucson, Arizona when that happens. So I don't know what time it will be there. I'm guessing it'll be 7 o'clock. So I might not be on stage yet. So I might tune in.
Nice.
As a viewer
remotely.
Yeah. Why would I ever sell it? I mean, one day I plan to be a homeowner at some point in time. And have you seen this market?
You're gonna dump a lot of comics, man. You're gonna dump a lot of comics to get involved in this market.
Yeah, exactly. And then I have to settle on a place I want to live for the next 20 years, basically. I mean, I know there's ways to get around all that, but I don't know. At this point in my life, I'm thinking is it just cheaper for me to live in an apartment and never really own property? I'm kind of leaning towards that. I hate to say that. But
man, home ownership is a liability that keeps coming at you. There's just repairs and shit that needs to get done. So
see, that's what no one tells you about owning a home is that it's the maintenance of the home that costs a lot.
Be ready to put money into it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just used to at this point, just like whenever I move to a different apartment, I never get my security deposit back. It's that kind of situation. It's like I'd rather just lose that amount of money. Depending on how much it is. If it's like the first and last month of my rent, then yes, I want that money back or as much as possible back. But anyways, enough about that. I think.
All right, we got a good show tonight. Sorry we missed last week. I was overseas, and we're going to get into some of those pickups that I got over there because there's some interesting ones to discuss. Yeah, man. For those watching, you know the rules of our show. Be smart with your money. Don't pay stupid eBay prices if you don't have to, and just have some fun with it. So let's go. All right. So I was traveling, but I was not missing Carter's show. So this is from Hot Book Alert Live.
Hey.
You want to take this one, Carter?
Yeah, we talked about this sale on Hot Book Alert Live last Sunday. So this is Eerie Stories #1. So this is from 1937. So this is like any pulp before the golden age of comics is right up my alley. And this one checks all the box. Like Heroes Reborn and we were talking about this, and this basically just checks all the boxes of a great cover in general.
Oh yeah, this thing is virtually perfect. I was shocked. Now the copy you guys talked about was far from perfect, but as is the case with most pulps, I would say.
Yes.
But 350 to me seemed like more than a fair price for this book that doesn't show its face all that often.
Did the copy present well? The one that you were looking at?
Okay, so that's the exact copy.
Oh, that is the exact copy.
Yes, but the back is tore up.
Honestly, I don't care what the back end looks like as long as the front end looks this good.
Okay, and it's tough to tell, but there's tape on the spine. It's really tough to make out, but there's tape on it and all that. So, yes, still beautiful.
So it probably end up being like a 2.0 at best, probably a 1.5.
I would say probably.
Yeah, but it presents so much better. I mean, you get this thing in you're not going to give a shit, like just owning this thing. And this book does not come up all that often. So I think 350 on that was a really good pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Norman Saunders, legendary pulp cover artist too, as well.
Do you happen to remember any sales data of previous ones selling for like graded or not?
No,
I couldn't find anything else.
Yeah. So eBay goes back 3 months, and I really didn't notice anything.
I mean, you could use the Terror Peak trick. Do you know about that?
I don't think.
Yeah, because you can go back what is it, 9 years on that?
Really?
So that's the seller's thing within eBay, right? So if you have a seller account, you can do research on an item.
Yeah, and so you can go back into time of what their database will hold, and I think it's like 9 or 10 years or something like that. Oh, dude, Mercenine, I guess I'm showing you all the new school tricks, right?
I know, right? I feel old. Oh, okay. So
yeah, it's a great tool to use if you ever want to like analyze data on like previous sales of books, like previous graded, just to look up. I mean, I use it a lot for sports cards because like sometimes that market goes crazy, right? And then I like to see like what their full chart looks like, kind of excluding like the certain years. But other than that, like it's nice to see what's sold recently to make sure I'm not overpaying for something now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's like the only one that's listed on the market, that doesn't mean it's like anywhere close to what it sold for. Like there was one card I was looking at. It looked like an attractive price at like $500, and then when I looked at the history of it, the highest it ever sold was like $200. So, but it was the only one listed on the market. So there's that double-edged sword there. All right. It looks like Carter's having fun with that now. All right.
The comp monster. But okay, so there are a ton of reprints for this book.
Oh yeah, this is one of those heavily reprinted books. I mean, I've got a reprint of it. I mean, I love this book. Like,
I'm gonna put you on big
is
screen.
not
Hold on.
real. This is 100% reprint, right? So don't get it twisted. But yeah, man, I love this book.
Got those Bruce Tim like tits.
I mean,
Man, this is
even
where
as a
Tim got
reprint,
his inspiration from this shit, right, man?
I mean, even as a reprint copy, that looks pretty beat up too on the edges.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got this thing for like $10. This thing's kicked to shit. Like,
yeah,
for $10, like
it's not bad.
I just wanted to see what it was all about.
Oh yeah, and Derek does make a good point that it when you're using Terapeak, it actually uses the actual price. It's not the best price with cross through.
Yes,
so it's,
yeah.
yeah. So
the actual price it transacted at.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot of Hot Book Alert revisits because I was watching the show and Carter was making requests. So you want to take this one too, Carter?
You know what, dude? I completely forget about this one. Even though it's a standout, but I totally forgot about it. But real French capers. From when was this? From January 1935. Another one. So you did the research on it. So Reginald Greenwood did the cover.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, these real French caper books were all a little racy, particularly for the time. If you think about sort of mid-30s, this was not the norm necessarily. But yeah, man, this a 2.5 of this sold for $850. I think that was the one that you covered on the show. A 2.5, which is very respectable. I couldn't find any census data on this. That's why it's blank there. But yeah, I mean, these books are super collectible, and the entire series is a little, cheeky, I guess is the best way to put it.
Very.
Hey, so I have a question. Coming out of the little pill there, is that milk? Because I don't see a water hose anywhere.
That's open for interpretation, Aaron. You can read into that what you will, I suppose.
Gotcha. I'll let the chat decide.
It literally could be anything.
That's true. What's under her? That's what I'm trying to make out. I don't understand what that is. Is it?
It looks like
it's a little cart.
Yeah, it looks like a little toy fire truck.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Reginald Greenwald sounds like a Judge Reinhold character from some show. So, but,
yeah.
Derek's saying it sounds like a Muppet name.
Yeah, man, the French, because it's French, they can get away with a lot more than other cultures, I think, when it comes to this kind of stuff. So
she's not French. Not enough hair. Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's keep going before we get canceled. All right. All right. So this is a submission from one of our viewers, Nick's Webs 76 on Instagram. Thanks, Nick. Much appreciated, brother. Detective World Volume 6, Number 4. This is a Michael McCann cover. We've talked about his pulps many times on the show. This is from 1948. And yeah, I mean, this is just a beautiful looking book.
So my first question is, are we sure that Nick Webb 76 is not E-Man Tony Smokes?
Tony hits me up directly unless he's rocking multiple accounts and being schizophrenic. I don't think so, but I would imagine this would be right up Tony's alley if he's watching.
Sweet.
Tony, if you're watching, buddy, I hope you're well, man.
Every single one of these covers, it looks like Bruce Timm is gonna do like an homage cover to it.
Yeah, seriously, man. Like he's got a backlog of covers he's got homage, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, the worst thing that you can ever do is go down the pulp rabbit hole, because the goddamn thing never ends, and all the books are just phenomenal.
Well, it's also like people discovering a whole new, a lost world that people haven't really, I mean, a handful of people have obviously gone down this rabbit hole or whatever, but I feel
but it's just,
I feel like it just never ends, right?
It never fucking ends. It never ends. That's the problem. Like there's always more, and we'll hit some more right now.
But then you can also hit like basically any different category that you can think of, like anywhere from like sci-fi to those like good girl stuff, right?
Yeah, Western detect. I mean, the whole thing is just like never ending.
Pulps are a faithful servant and a fearful master.
Yeah, well put. All right.
I guess we'll all like mature into our collections and one day get there, right?
All right, this one is just one that's on my radar. We're talking about Pulp, so I just said, "What the hell?" I'll throw it on. So this is Detective Book Magazine from Fiction House, 1959. A George Gross cover, and I mean, just look how well done this is. I mean, she's got the dude in whatever that is, the box, about to knife him, and I almost feel like they're like drawing over real people with these, just given how detailed they are.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, there's something about it, about this specifically.
But there's a lot of pulps that have like these. I don't know what they were doing. Whether their craft was much more focused than it is today, and like they were trying to be lifelike in every aspect, or if they were using photographs to edit. But it is credited to George Gross as the actual artist doing this.
Is this like based off of Ludacris or something like that, where it's like an ass up?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but this poor bastard's about to get knifed. That's all I know.
Alrighty, let's see what we get next.
All right, Carter, I pulled this one because I know this is a recent score of yours. It was on your show, so I was like, damn, you found this thing. This is a beautiful book.
Yeah, my buddy, my dealer friend, he came into a collection of Captain Easy, and he had shown me pictures, and this was the one I was hoping that he would have, and sure enough. And so this is Captain Easy number 12 from 1948. I tried to research who did the cover. That one's up in the air, not quite sure.
But you know, I was looking at this. I was the same thing. I came up with nothing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see on this, but if you look just below her elbow of her hand that's on the rock there, there's a couple of rocks, and below that it looks like a scribble of somebody's name, but I couldn't make it out.
Right.
I don't know if you can see that. And maybe it's not. Maybe that's just the sand, but it looked like a signature. But no matter how close I zoomed in, I couldn't tell.
You're talking about to the left, right?
To
the left of the hand?
Of her arm, yeah. So like just below where her elbow would be, there's like two rocks, and just below that, it looks like it could be a signature potentially.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it goes up, or like from bottom to up, but it doesn't look like anything besides like scratches it.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be like texture, but he didn't draw anything else on the sand like that. So like it just caught my eye, but I couldn't make anything of it.
It's kind of like the marks on her legs and stuff like that she has like on her shins.
Yeah, probably.
Like I had the side zoomed up, like enlarged on my entire screen. That's what I can make out from it. I mean, it'd probably be easier to see in person. That it more looks like some of the texture as
Just like texturing, nothing to it. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So, anyways, the artist who did this is
unknown.
uncredited, unknown, unrespected.
Yeah, that's the scary mystery. Of
I hope
this.
some grandchild is screaming at the screen. That's my grandfather.
A 9.0 of this for 840 though, earlier this year seems like a really, really good pickup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because like even like the lower grade copies didn't go for anything. I forget specifically what it was, what they went for, but I just remember that I just remember thinking, oh damn, that's really cheap. That's dirt cheap, as a matter of fact, you know?
Oh, you got it for dirt cheap for the conditions then?
Yeah, he gave my buddy gave it to me for helping him out over the years. So, but
So
for basically keeping his business alive.
but he does have more Captain Easy that I will be buying off of him though.
Nice.
If he doesn't keep them,
Yeah.
but I hope he sells them to me.
Are you gonna grade your copy? Is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. It's probably I'll just probably keep it in the collection.
I mean,
it's a good book to have, man. I wouldn't sell this. This thing is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the pride of it, I feel like if I had a book at this age that could potentially knock down the highest grade on the census, I would take that. I'd take that shot just personally. Like
I don't think mine is a
as high as a 9.4.
No,
9.4 is crazy in this. I mean, it's not like this is an EC book where the file copies and everything. So.
Yeah,
right. But I mean, even if it got close to that 9.0 price, I feel like I would grade it just in case I ever did have to sell it one day.
And selling that for 840, man, that seems like such a
but somebody let that go too low.
Yeah.
You would be interesting is to see like how like CGC grades like these Golden Age books, right? Versus like PSA grade the same book.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be a while before we see a lot of Golden Age graded with PSA, I think.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like just because like personally I just like to see the difference. Like if there is a difference, which ideally there shouldn't be, but I feel like there would be a discrepancy between different books. Like if it's, the same book through the grade through each or whatever.
You're hoping there wouldn't be much of a difference. I mean, a point here, a point there, maybe, but
right. No, I would just be more curious to see if those rumors were ever true that like CGC does the bell curve kind of grading for vintage books.
Oh, for Golden Age, yeah. I mean, CGC,
versus will PSA do that? Will CBCS?
I think they probably would. I think they'd probably be consistent. Try to be consistent, right? It's
right,
all about.
I mean, because they do vintage baseball cards too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely known for that market somewhat. I mean, I know for a while SGC was one of those highly regarded companies for vintage, like where it didn't matter if it was a PSA or SGC for certain years of cards, people would pay the same amount. But I mean, now to me, it doesn't make a difference because SGC is owned by PSA now.
Oh no shit! They bought them.
Yeah, they acquired them like 2 years ago.
No shit. I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got next? Oh, this has always been a fun book. Blackstone, the Magician Detective Fights Crime #1. I was reading something about this. At one point, this was the longest title for a comic ever. In the modern age, it's been blown away because every title is like 75 words. But
some phrase.
More than in one page of the comic.
Yeah.
More words than one page.
I believe I'm gonna die tonight, so keep the torch guns on, or some shit like, you know what I mean? Some dumbass title.
They're coming after us, and you better run like hell, otherwise. This is Eric Stoner art. I assume he did the cover, but he wasn't explicitly credited. This isn't very, very early EC. And an 8.5 sold for $840 this year, which seems low to me. Only 28 of these on the census. 8.5 for 840 seems really low for this book.
Yeah. Oh, 1947. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a unique kind of cover, like super long title, and then I feel like for the time there's a lot going on for the cover, right? Just like a lot's happening on this versus like some of the other compositions.
Damn, we got the blonde in the red outfit with the squids. Like, there's a lot. You got some gun violence
being shot.
We got tentacle porn.
There's a lot. This book hits a lot of the high notes for a lot of collectors.
Yeah.
So 840. I think I would have been involved at that price on this book.
I hear you.
What would the peak you would pay for this? Like, would you pay it over $1,000?
No, not over $1,000. Under $1,000. 840 might be the peak. 850, something like that. Maybe I don't know. There's just something eye-catching about this. And like I said, it's early in EC stuff. Like, it just feels like it's underappreciated given what it is.
Gotcha.
All right. So we're gonna get into this. The Superman Bradman commission. For those who are unaware, I was traveling overseas and found this book digging last week. A lot of people didn't believe that was true, but here it is, in case you're wondering. So it's not a bunch of bullshit. It's right here.
What condition do you think that's would you say that's in?
So if you look at the lower corner there, there's a little funkiness going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. Like, the spine is decent. So I don't know, what is that? An 8.5 maybe? I don't know. You tell me, something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it folds like that, or like depending on how long the size of the fold, right? Isn't it based on that? So
yeah.
So that would take down. I mean, it seems pretty small, so I would assume like 7.58.
Something in that range. I would guess something like that. But whatever, it doesn't matter. So
yeah.
So here's the story of how I found this, because it's kind of a crazy one.
Nice.
So I was in London. There's a handful of stores I go to in London. This one I go to early Sunday morning, and I was the first person in before they opened. And when you walk into this store, there's a couple of boxes in the front, a couple of bins in the front. So I don't know why. I went right to the Superman, and I'm start flipping through it. And the second book I see is this one. And I kind of stop in my tracks. I'm like, this can't be that book, right? Like, there's no fucking way. And I'm looking at it, and there's no number on it. I'm looking at the kids. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is that birthday book. So I fucking pulled it out, and it had 6 pounds on it, right? So 6 pounds is about $8 roughly. And I'm kind of free. I'm like, is this fucking real? Like, is this, one of those surreal experiences when you find a book you shouldn't find in the back issue bins?
Yep, and they don't know what it is, so they price it at whatever the cover price is. And
yeah, and then
a little extra
vibe in your. So I want a couple of caveats real quick. every time I go to a comic book store in Europe, they're fucking jammed. Like they're always busy as hell. But it's not a collector's type environment. These guys are all readers. That's really what they care about. Like the value and the collectability of comics is not what get these guys going at all, no matter what country I go to in Europe. But the stores are always packed.
So
anyways,
you're saying it's like pure readers and like where it's there's no flippers, right?
Yeah, that's just not the culture of. I'm not saying there's none, but
it's
it
not as
was
prevalent as it is
minority
here.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like hunting for books and like collecting books, like that's not really what the community is there. So I grabbed this thing, and then at this store, there's a bunch of stuff in the back. So I walk back there, and I walk back there, and then these two Italian guy and a girl walk in, and they go right to that bin. And they're flipping through it frantically, and like I don't know what they're saying. They go up to the front, and they're basically asking, "Do you have more Superman?"
Oh, geez.
And so I'm standing back there, and I'm like, "Fuck!" And I'm grabbing other books out of the bin. I'm just building a stack, like of books I didn't even fucking want, right? And they're going back and forth, and it's like, "What else do you have? Is this all you have?" And then they leave. And they come back like 3 minutes later and go to the exact bin I pulled it from again, looking like, and I don't know what they're saying, but it's all in Italian. And I'm like, did these guys like, are they looking for this book? Am I just like wigging out here? Like, what the fuck is going on? And they keep going up to the guy in the front, asking him questions about stuff. And so this went on probably for like a half hour. And like I'm in the back, just kind of going through other stuff. Like I said, I'm building a stack, mostly of books that I don't want because like I don't want these guys coming and asking me if I pulled the Superman book out of there.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Punisher. I don't give a shit about Superman. But it was a really weird vibe, and I don't like I said, it could 100% have been in my head, but the fact that they were kept asking the guy up front, "Do you have more? Is this all you got?" I don't know. It was weird. So I go to check out, and it all went well. Like there was no issues. You know, I basically ended up buying like 4 or 5 books. That was one of them. Check out fine, and sort of go on my way. But yeah, it was just kind of a weird situation in there. And I think the bin that I pulled this from was it was like books that have recently come in. So you had asked in the show, Carter, did I want to go back and ask this guy like where they got this? Like I wanted like I don't even want to say like what store I bought it from because I don't want people connecting any dots. So no, I didn't ask that. And while it'd be interesting to know, like I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave with this thing. So yeah, man, for a book. If you were to ask me books I think I'd never find in the wild, this would have to be at the top of the list. I'd done some reading about it. DC had actually published publicly what they believe the print run, like DC Comics.
Yeah.
And they said there were 200 of these. Now, their speculation was it 100, was it 300? But DC put something out years ago, and they said 200. And not even all 200 went to the bar mitzvah. Like DC held a couple back. So Mark Waid has one, and he took it from DC's offices. But they held back whatever the number was, and sort of the rest went to the Bradman family. But this guy was like a real estate mogul, you know, super wealthy, created this for his son as like a bar mitzvah gift. And then it was a giveaway to the other kids who came to the bar mitzvah. So that happened in England, which is why I think I was able to find this thing over there. Yeah, it's not the kind of book you expect to find in the wild. Let's just leave it at that.
I was thinking about asking the question, okay, now if you knew that book would be there and Now it's a half a world away. Wherever you are in the world, that book is a half a world away. Are you hopping on a flight to go get it? Now you can't buy anything else, and the only money you can spend is is on the flight back and forth, and maybe a hotel if you feel like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this book is probably $2,000 ish. If you talking hotels, flights, you're probably bumping up against a push on this. Like you from Boston, you can fly back and forth to London actually reasonably cheap. You can find you could probably, if you were very frugal, you could double your money on it, 1,000 in to get 1,000 or so. I don't know about that. And the funny thing is like, do I go to the store? Like, I was so tired. Like, I'm still jet lagged as hell. And like, do I go Sunday? I'm like, oh fuck it. I pulled my ass out of bed and dragged my ass there. And I was the first guy in. Had I been 10 minutes later, like this Italian couple, whether they were looking for this book or not, they were looking at Superman books regardless. They probably would have grabbed this thing, maybe not knowing what it was.
So it was a man and a woman.
Yeah.
That's weird. The only thing I can think of is that maybe they saw it in there the day before, and then they went home, researched it, and then they're just like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I tried to connect the dots because it didn't seem like they know what the fuck they were talking about. They go up to them and like, what do you think about this? Like, they were almost like asking the guy at the front, and the guy at the front desk was fucking hungover. Like, you wouldn't fucking believe. He didn't know shit about comics. He was like, I'm just filling in today. Like, his shirt was like buttoned down to like midway his chest. The chest hair was popping out. Like, he was like an aspiring like musician and nice enough guy and all. But yeah, it was crazy. And I paid £6 for this, which Alex, I saw you're asking, buddy, which is about like $8 roughly.
Amazing.
So crazy. I'm happy for you though that you found something like this overseas, because you're due for the amount of trips you've taken overseas and coming like up like, oh, I kind of found this kind of cool stuff, but
talk about some other books. I had some other reasonably good success. I mean, this is obviously like way out there. Like, this is not anything you'd ever expect to find digging typically. But real quick before we get Heroes, brother, much love. Thank you for that super chat. But yeah, this is not for those of us who dig. This is generally not the kind of thing you're expecting to find. Let's just leave it at that.
Do what's funny? Like, I went as far as finding the Sun on LinkedIn and messaged him to see if he still had any copies.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, because he's on LinkedIn, so he doesn't.
Did he
respond.
get back to you, or did he just ignore you?
He just ignored me. I don't even think he read the message. But yeah, so anyone else that took that route, they don't respond. So, but
I will probably get this graded. I don't know what. I don't have any long-term plans. I've already had people hit me up for it, saying, "Would you be willing to sell it?"
That's fine.
But I think, I don't know, like, in terms of like, if you think about like trophy hunting, like, is this one I just want to tuck away, saying this is one of my better finds, or do I want to put it in somebody's hands who really wants it? I haven't really thought that through yet, but I'll get it pressed up and I'll probably submit this thing at some point.
Are you gonna get Joe to press it and do his magic?
I mean, there's not much magic to. It's pretty clean. Like, I don't think there's much to be done in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
I might hit him up for it. I might. Like, I press, and I'm not like, obviously I'm not even like in Joe's conversation, but like, I can clean up books pretty well. I don't know if there's that much more really to be done to this thing. What I would say about this book, if you don't mind going to the next slide, Aaron, is the back cover of this book is pretty cool in its own right.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen it.
I don't know if this art has been used anywhere else, but when I took this out, I'm like, wow, this is kind of a cool back cover.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go, Ben. Now we're gonna see someone do a foil cover of this.
All right, so that's the story there. But yeah, Carter and John, they spoke at length about this on Hot Bark Alert Live. So I just wanted to kind of close the loop on that.
Nice. Oh, and then big shout out to John, aka Heroes Reborn, with the $5 super chat. Welcome
Much love,
back,
brother.
Ben.
Much love.
What is up, Yee and Mercenaut?
All right. Let's keep the show going. All right. So let's talk about more finds from Europe. So real quick. So this is X-Men Universe number 13. This is a collectible cover. Cover Price just covered this a couple of weeks ago for an all-time high raw sale for $70 for a newsie. And I would just say be a little careful on the newsies of this book because I find a lot of newsies of this book. I've got a couple of them. They feel more plentiful than other newsies from this era, or maybe I'm just getting lucky. I don't really know. But what I would say is if you look at the placement of the barcode on this one, and if you go to the European version, so I found one in Switzerland, a French version, they moved the barcode. And to me, this feels a little bit like the Harley Quinn Adam Hughes cover, where in the US they added the boy shorts, and then the German version is without. So I don't know. What do you think? You think the barcode placement on the European version is better and brings a little something to it, or nobody gives a shit?
3 words: Spider-Woman, Monera. We're in the same conversation again.
Anyways, yeah, I found a bunch of and they're all in really good high grade, really cool French versions of a lot of classic Marvel covers. And they're the books over there are usually kicked to shit. And these were all, this is the actual cover the book that I got. Really, really high grade. And these were about like $4 a piece.
Nice.
So this is a kind of an obscure-ish Jim Lee book. The New Dynamics number 2. This is an Image book from 2008. This was a 1 in 10. I can't find any evidences or any of these on the census. I was lucky enough to find one of these digging. But yeah, not a book that is overly plentiful based on what I've seen in my experience. Either one of you guys have this one?
I do not have this.
Shoot, I could have swore I've seen this, but I didn't realize it was a variant.
You can tell by the barcode it has the
the variant
the 2 after the first 2. But I'm not saying it's the greatest cover ever, but Jim Lee's books are highly collectible, and this one, seems a bit more on the limited end of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I always question certain books, like if they're what is it? I always get skeptical, like whenever there's only like the A cover and maybe this cover, right? It's always hard for me to look on the fly, like to find out if is that does that mean is it an incentive variant, or is that just like a B variant? So a lot of times I'll pass up on books like that.
Yeah, but if you're going fast, it's hard. I mean, if it's cheap enough, like I'll take a shot at it. This was like,
oh yeah, if it's like less than cover or cover,
this was like $5. So I just whatever.
Yeah,
that's a good purchase.
All right, what else we got? All right. These are really kind of obscure books. So Dave Sim, he did a series called Glamourpuss. And then there's the Sutanapus series as well. Numbered 1 through 5. Those are actually, even they don't say it anywhere on the book, they are the tail end of the run of that Glamour piece. So while this says Zutanapus number 2, it's actually Glamourpuss number 22. And like that series, he numbered some of these and signed them, so they're relatively hard to find. So this is a character that looks like Zatanna. I know, like, Dave Sim has a very controversial past. You know, this book, as I looked through it, it wasn't particularly controversial at all. It's basically this character Zatanapus with a bunch of like high fashion models, and the fashion models were giving her a hard time because she wasn't skinny enough. She was a little bit too curvy, and it was just more of that dialogue. There was nothing I would consider to be particularly edgy about it. Anyways, these are pretty tough to find. The first issue of the Satanapus, which is the 21st issue of Glamourpuss, is an homage to Vampy #1, or at least or not Vampy #1, but the famous Vampy cover where she's holding out her finger and the bat's on it, but she's in this version she's holding the rabbit. Yeah, these are just super obscure books that I would never tell anybody to pay any real money for, but they don't show their head that often.
Sweet.
And there were signed and unsigned versions of these as well.
Nice.
All right. I love this series. This is Witchblade Takuru manga number 5. This was an Ebas Wizard World variant from 2007, limited to 1,000. 21 of these on the census, 17 and 9.8, and 16 of these are signature series. But yeah, I always pick up any of the books I see from this series because it wasn't highly printed. I'll always grab them. But this one is particularly tough to come by.
I swear I have this.
The wizard one? That's a good pickup.
I swear I do.
Nice.
I gotta actually I was like kind of looking through my collection in different boxes trying to gather up all of these Witchblade mangas, you know?
Yeah, I've got a bunch. Some of them go for actually a fair amount, like outside of like these like Wizard World variants. Like they go for a little bit. Yeah, good. And there's cover A's and cover B's for all of them, I think, or most of them anyway.
Yep.
All right. So while I was in Europe, I saw this cover on a European comic book, and I don't remember this book at all. So this thing doesn't go for a goddamn thing, but it's a damn good road cover by Mark Brooks. So this is X-Men Legacy number 260.1 from 2012. A 9 of this sold for $60 way back in 2014, so over a decade ago. Only 6 of these on the census, 5 and 9.8. But to me, this is just a really good looking cover. So when I found that European one, I'm like, what is this? I've never seen this before. So I ended up grabbing it, and then I researched it a little bit and came to this thing.
Nice.
But yeah, who the hell doesn't love AI, dude? I don't know, man. If this is AI, Brooks,
2012 AI, yeah, because we all know that Mark Brooks is actually like a T1000 in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to be a time traveler to be rocking the AI and
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. Alrighty. Another book I came across, and I was honestly like floored to see this. So this is amazing. This is a European version of Amazing Spider-Man 36. This is obviously the very famous 9/11 tribute memorial issue. But this came out in 2002 in France, and I'd never seen a foreign version of this book before, and it just kind of stopped me in my tracks when I saw it. I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. So I just grabbed it, but I didn't realize that this was one of those covers they were reprinting, and it came out September 2022, so it was a year later. This came out in France, and I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool. I have no idea what this thing sells for, to be honest with you, but
I'm surprised you found it post 9/11.
yeah,
But I mean, I guess, but it's also in Europe, right?
I mean, this book is 23 years old. This thing is in like perfect condition, and it's 20 freaking 3 years old.
Yep.
With an all black cover. Like, it's bananas.
I finally bought back into a copy that I bought from Joe's shop, and it has like 3 remarks on it, and it's like 4 times signed.
So the only copies I've ever seen, so I have mine that I bought when I was a kid, but so the only versions of this that I were aware of, and it just might be my ignorance, was the original direct, the newsstand, and then there was some Marvel must-haves they did of this as well. A couple years later. Those are the only 3 versions of this book that I was aware that existed. So clearly there's more.
But yeah, we got to talk to Josh and Rob again and get them to show back up.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, this is just more of a, we talk about comic oddities on the show. I kind of lump that into that category. So
yeah.
All right. Who the hell doesn't love Sonic? This is I couldn't even tell you what convention this is from, but this is a more on the more obscure end for Sonic books. Sonic Mega Drive #1 convention exclusive from 2016. A 9.8 of this sold. The only 9.8 of this sold earlier this year for $131. One of one in the census. Sonic books, particularly rare Sonic books, are going crazy. So maybe something worth grabbing if you ever find it in the wild. Might be one of those things that falls through the cracks for dealers.
Nice.
All right. And this book kind of I don't want to call it a book. This newspaper is kind of impressive. So by all accounts, this is the first printing, if you will, of this super famous McFarlane image, one of the most homage comics of all time, from Comic Shop News, issue number 154. For any of us collecting in the 90s, we know exactly sort of what these were. They were throwaways. Nobody ever saved these things for obvious reasons. They stuck them in your bag when you bought comic books at many shops. This came out in March 1990. These things sell respectively. Like, they sell for $100-$200 comfortably.
That's crazy.
Which is way more than the comics outside of like the platinum and the gold UPC. But yeah, I don't know. Just given how famous this cover is, I just wonder if this is a good pickup. If you ever find this thing cheap somewhere, is it worth just grabbing and tucking away?
The answer is yes, because
Well,
that cover is iconic at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's beyond iconic. I mean, it is top 5
Well,
most identifiable modern comic covers. I'm pretty comfortable saying that.
I mean, would you say this is the book that like kind of launched McFarlane to the stratosphere?
I mean, he was blowing up anyway, but yes, like his own series that launched him into Image and the whole thing. Yes, absolutely. I remember reading this book when it came out. I remember sitting at my dining room. I can picture it in reading that book. Like, it had that kind of impact on me when this thing came out. So I would say 100% yes. So John's got this. I would like to actually have one of these at the right price. I'm not going to pay asking, but like if I ever found this out there, I think I would like to have this. These things
Like,
are a pain in the ass, though. They're too big for bags and board. Like storing these things are a pain in the freaking ass.
I I would say if I could pay the cost of like, you know, the normal printing or whatever, like, you know, whether it's the gold, silver, the green background or whatever, if I can pay $20 for this, I'll buy it.
Oh yeah, $20. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would pay 100.
Well, I mean, I think 100 is even not even like pushing the high end on this thing, to be honest with you. But anyways,
Yeah.
all right. Let's keep the show going because it's a long show tonight. All right. So, Carter, I wanted to pick your brain on this one. Are you familiar with this book?
Not really. It feels like I know about it, but I just
It
never
seems
saw
like
it.
a ghost. By all accounts, it seems like a ghost. So this is Alpha Flight number 2 from 2011. A Dale Eaglesham. How do you say that? 1 in 15 variant. Not an artist that I hear about very much. A 9.8 of this sold for $25 about 8 years ago. 3 copies in the census, all 3 9.8s. This just seems like one of those ratios from this time period in sort of the early 2010s that go ghost status. Cool looking puck cover. I know Puck has a minor following, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, nothing that I ever recall seeing. Maybe I've blown by this and not thought about it, but I don't ever remember seeing this book before.
Not familiar.
All right. I wish Joe was on tonight because this has to be one of the rarest J. Scott Campbell books. Most of the databases have nothing on this book. So this is Witchblade number 1. That's a very early J. Scott Campbell. It was limited to 10 copies. So these are these museum editions. We're familiar with these with like the covers are, a cardstocky-ish kind of paper, rough around the edges typically. This is from Image in 2001. Campbell signed 10 of them. I don't think there was any other versions of these. But yeah, one of his earlier works for sure.
I always get hesitant on ever buying a museum edition just because there's so many fakes out there, and then there's no one to verify it unless you're buying it in front of the artist or from the artist, right?
They cannot absolutely. No, I don't think anybody's bothered faking this one because I can't find any like records of any sales with this damn thing.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying in general, like just museum edition comics, like none of the grading companies will even touch them. So
right, because it looks like the cover could have been added on to an existing book.
Right.
I'm with you. They are real books, like they're not fakes. Like, but I get it because CGC won't grade them. People don't get near them, but they are actual comics. But yeah, for the Campbell collectors, this has got to be one of, if not his most rare book.
Dude, this is like that step, like right above, like OA or whatever,
Yeah.
or step from OA.
You can tell he hadn't grown into a style yet. Like,
oh no, not at all. But like, it's still cool to see something like that and something super low numbered.
I don't remember seeing this image anywhere else other than on this book. But if somebody else knows of it, correct me if I'm wrong. Because the museum editions are usually repurposing art from somewhere else.
Yeah, let us know, Joe, if you've seen this before.
All right, sticking with Campbell. I don't know why. Like, I have always loved this book. I just think it's really well done. So you have Domino, and then in the background, there are guns painted on the wall, and it looks like they're wings. I don't know. There's just something effective about this. This was a cover D. So he did 4 Domino covers back in 2018 when that series came out. I don't know what they were limited to, but typically the further you go up the alphabet, the rarer they are with Campbell. A 9.8 of this signature series sold for $141 earlier this year. A 9.8 unsigned went for $75 back in 2022. 143 on the census, 132 and 9.8. But what's interesting is 102 are signature series. This book is actually pretty tough to find unsigned in the current market. Finding an unsigned copy of this. I'm not saying it goes for anything crazy, but certainly tougher to come by.
Nice.
You have this, Carter?
No. I don't have any J. Scott Campbell exclusives.
It's always scary going down that rabbit hole, right? Because, like,
I mean, I see what some of his exclusives are going for now, like his recent ones, and it just makes you wonder, like, is his older ones way undervalued by comparison?
Or, or do the J. Scott Campbell fans all have them, tucked away in their collection? Like, I when I say that, I assume that Joe is not the only person with like 10 long boxes of J. Scott Campbell.
No, he's got to be one of the most actively collected artists in the game.
Hands down. Yeah.
Hands down.
But anyways, yeah, so like a lot of these books I think take time, right? To mature in price.
You got to let them bake. You let them cook for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just like let them marinate. They might have their day.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to give out financial advice, but yeah.
They'll be so you don't always have to be in a rush to flip these things immediately.
Right.
But yeah, I'd like to. I don't have one of these, but I would very much like to. I'd like to have an unsigned one.
What I always think of is like Mel's attitude, right, towards things. Like some people were always like, "Oh, you got to be first market," and then Mel's attitude was just kind of like laid back and I don't want to say lazy, but he'll say lazy, or he'll forget about it, and then that book will pop off, and then it's like kind of like, oh, I have that somewhere, and then dig it out and find it.
Just give them time to cook, man. I agree. Like everybody's like quick flips. Let them absorb into collections, and they'll have their day at some point. So
yeah, I mean,
we're gonna get Mel on the damn show. Mel told me he'd be on the show at some point, so I'm gonna start harassing him to be on the damn show. We're gonna get him on one night here. So
when you tell me, I could have just messaged you.
No, I always set him up. He's like, "Oh man, I definitely want to. I'm working though. He's a busy guy." So.
Oh yeah, they still like screwed him over at work where they did.
Yeah,
I don't think they changed his shift yet. Like they were supposed to like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps telling me it's supposed to free up, but they're working him pretty hard. It sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, this is an awesome book. So this is Lady Death, Merciless Onslaught #1. This is an homage to Zombie Tramp #1 by Mendoza. and this is a hollow foil variant. This is a really cool hollow foil. If you've ever seen it, it really pops. But it was limited to 99 copies, obviously by Coffin Comics in 2018. And 98 of this sold for $450 back in 2022. Only 11 of these on the census, 10 and 9.8. But this is a shout out to Zombie Tramp #1.
Nice. But
that's Lady Death there. There are non-holofoil variants of this as well. Same art, but the holofoil is the hardest one to come by.
All right. We got 2 books left.
All right. So I just threw this on here because this book can be plentiful, but it's usually beat to shit. This is Inside Image number 22. That's Angela clearly on the cover. Angela is a collectible character. Capullo did this cover. This is from Image 1994. Raws are going respectable for this book in the 30s if they're in decent condition. But there's only 4 of these on the census and 1 9.8. To me, this is the exact kind of book that you want to find cheap. If you can find a high grade and grade it, because I think you can probably get a lot flipping this thing in a 9.8 if you're able to find one.
I definitely remember seeing this.
These things got beat to shit back in the day. I'm sure I know I have a copy of this somewhere, but it ain't a 9.8. It's a 6.5 or something like that. I mean, it's just dead.
I gotta go look through my uncle's boxes that he gave me of nothing but Image books from the 90s. Dude, during I would say during when I joined Flipside, some of those books were popping off. Like there was multiple copies of Eternal Warriors #4 in there. Rise Zero, multiples of those as well. The entire
run Zero, man, that was a great fucking cover, man.
What else? Just anything related to those kind of titles, if that makes sense. And then there was the full set of Death of Superman stuff. Oh, the biggest one that paid off were the Spawns, the early Spawn stuff. Because it was Spawn 1 through 10 or something like that. So I was like, yes, it hit issue 1 and then also issue 9. Angela. The biggest one though was the how many nice minty copies of Venom Lethal Protector #1. Dude, those paid in dividends.
That book is liquid as hell, man. Everybody's always ready to buy that book. Venom Lethal Protector. So. All right, we got one more tonight. We'll let everybody go. This is an awesome book that is not easy to find. Vampirella Monthly #16. This book always gets put in the wrong place because it clearly says Panther #1 on there, but this is actually Vampirella Monthly #16. This is by the amazing Mark Teixeira, one of my very favorite artists from the 90s. This is from Harris Comics, 1999. Only one of these on the census, and it's a 9.8. Yes, that is Marilyn Monroe there, and those are snakes. But very difficult book to find.
Are they from a plane?
They could have been. They could have fallen from a plane. But there are 4 covers of this, but this one by far is the hardest. People ask $50 or more for this book.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Alrighty. And that will do it for us. So big shout out to our sponsors over at Cover Price. Make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. You can also use the code over at Bird City Comics Nirvana for a 10% discount. Some restrictions may apply. I also want to promote some of the other programs on this channel. So this Sunday, Lucy is bringing back the what is the
Her Halloween show or whatever
her
she does?
Halloween show? I'm in the chat, so I know it's in the title of that. That is returning this Sunday, the Witching Hour on Nearing Nirvana. I believe it's at 5:30 Pacific, but double check yesterday's Comic Book Women episode to for sure know. I'm sure they'll start posting stuff on the Nearing Nirvana Instagram too as well. So just be on the lookout for that. I am going to try to join in on the first episode of the season because I didn't realize I didn't tell like my live music stories of like feeling possessed and stuff like that while on stage. Yeah, so I have some pretty wild stories about that stuff. So or just like wild live music experiences that's happened to me. So I don't know if it was like drug fueled or if it was some sort of spiritual thing awakening happening. So I guess I'll go more into details if I do make it this Sunday. So but hot book alert
this Sunday.
Okay. The times don't overlap on that, do they?
Mine is 9 Eastern.
I think their episode's only an hour, so I don't think it'll overlap.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be back on. Missed a couple episodes due to traveling, but we'll
and then
back, so.
And then next week, long story short, will be on the Mercenaut channel, so don't forget that too as well.
Carter and I will discuss what we're gonna do, but we'll do something fun for everybody. So,
and then Joe will be there, so add him into the conversation.
All right.
If he responds to your message.
He's
I'm calling you out, dude.
He's a busy man, Joe.
And then I'm going to try to be on the House of Stein tomorrow night. I do have a book for Buy the Dip, so it's a pretty good one. And then Saturday, I might be too busy to be on Modern Comic Mayhem on Beyond Wednesdays, but you should be watching that show anyway as well. All right. I think that does it for us. So
man, I am jet lagged. Like I need to get some sleep, but
all right. We will talk to y'all later.